or even Nami. We're seeing the rise of champions like that. So pretty solid laning phase, good scaling, fantastic initiation, which isn't really something that you can access from many other AD carries.
Yeah.
Rek'sai as well, very, very strong, and pretty much solid at all stages of the game.
Yeah, very well-rounded first 2 picks for Echo Fox. NRG looking to answer now. Currently Viktor being hovered by GBM, going to give that away right away, knowing that he can play it nice and safe into just about anything that Froggen picks.
Yeah.
As Santorin is going to return to his Gragas.
Yeah, I was hovering the Lee Sin quite a bit, but although Santorin is a solid Lee Sin, would have been surprised to see that matchup, especially into a Rek'Sai, where Lee Sin is quite at a disadvantage. Gragas, though, Rek'Sai, Elise, those are kind of the new triumvirate, with Nidalee almost taken out of the picture every game. Viktor, as you said, has no real weak matchups. Solid wave clear, amazing team fighting. This guy's good all around, and I think it's something that really will work well here for GBM.
Answer now for Echo Fox. We'll see. We saw Alawi hovered, and for a moment I was about to get really excited.
It's possible. Alawi is actually really good this patch, so I would not be completely shocked to see that. KFO has shown flexibility, so it's something I'm sure that he can play. Fox is now going to have to reveal one of their solo laners, though. They're going to have to decide, hey, do we want the last counter pick to be for our mid laner? Do we want it to be for our top laner? Support's going to get locked in here, and we will see that last one. It's looking like Fizz. So Fizz is going to be the pick.
Yeah, Fizz locked in now for Echo Fox. Braum going to big the Frel Yordian bot lane. We'll see how they do. And, I'm a bit curious about this Fizz because it seems like a mid lane sort of thing. You typically see it as an assassin, but it's also very capable of going in the top lane.
Yeah.
And I could definitely see KFO pulling some Ray-esque plays.
I think it can certainly be a mid laner. We saw Slushy play it last week to some pretty solid effect as that full AP assassin. So it can go to the mid lane. It is a flex pick, but it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it could go mid, but it's probably going top. Kind of similar to the Karma. Yeah, it could go mid, probably going support. So we'll see. It does keep their options open, though. If they see something locked in there, they're like, ooh, I don't want to lane against that, right? You can actually rotate it to the mid lane. Put him in that matchup against Viktor. See if Froggen can do some work with that. But they are going to save their last pick here for KFO. It's going to be Sivir. It's going to be Maokai. Pretty standard stuff here from NRG, who is going to have some solid initiation. You got the Sivir ult. You got the Mantra Shield from Karma. Both of those are going to speed up your whole team. Allows Gragas to get in there very quickly. Allows Maokai to get in there very quickly. You have a beefy front line. You have solid AP damage from your Viktor. And then obviously, late game, especially Sivir is a beast. A lot of ricochet damage can really bring the pain.
We'll see how Echo Fox respond. As you'll notice, this is not, in fact, blind pick. Those champions have already been locked in. We're just looking at the final pick for big.
Yeah.
And again, this could be flex for Froggen or KFO, depending on where that Fizz goes.
Yeah.
But Quas back on that top lane, Maokai, nice and safe. We did see him get relatively tanky in a few of his games against Immortals yesterday.
I do expect this to be a top lane Fizz, especially with the Maokai lock-in, though, because Fizz is actually traditionally a Maokai counter. If you're going to pick yourself into that, when Quas has already been struggling on the champion, I expect KFO to say thank you very much and go into this looking very happy.
You wanted to play Fizz, Froggen? Yoink.
Yeah.
And he snags that for the top lane. In mid lane, though, final pick for Echo Fox is going to be Swain. So a lot of sustain, very high damage, high engage for Echo Fox. NRG, on the other hand, going for more of an enabling composition. Keep GBM safe, keep GBM alive, and let him do tons of damage.
Their team is definitely very well-rounded as far as Fox goes. If I'm just looking purely at drafts, I prefer NRG's team comp. I think one of the risks that you have as Fox is that because Ashe is really not this kind of like super hyper carry. Yes, it scales solidly into the late game, but it's not as powerful as some of the other AD carries as far as tank killing, in my opinion. I also think that Swain is not really so much of a tank killer as well. It's someone you want to go backline, you want to disrupt them, get in the middle of the team. So, if Santorin is able to get really tanky, if Quas is able to get really tanky, you have a Maokai and you have that Gragas as well, who are being shielded up, and to be able to punch through that can be very difficult. And Ashe has trouble getting away from these sorts of champions, so it's something that they're going to have to worry about. But you know, the game's not going to come down entirely to that. A lot of it is coming down to the lanes, and Fox definitely has the ability to get ahead where that won't come into play.
Yeah, we'll have to keep track on that. But now grab your phone and send out a tweet. Tell the world who's going to win this series. Use hashtag NRGWin or FOXWin to show your support, as we have now loaded onto the Rift for game number 1 between NRG and Echo Fox. Everyone dashing towards the lanes as quickly as possible. And, you know, to talk about that a little bit more, it really creates a sort of interesting situation for Echo Fox, because Froggen, he's got that Swain, he's got that sort of, I'm going to stay nice and tanky, I'm just going to disrupt as much as possible. Same thing for KFO. So with the carry laners for Echo Fox playing well lately, it really creates a very multi-threat sort of pronged composition.
Yeah, and honestly, Froggen and KFO can also kind of be dive buddies as well, because they can go backline. You know, Froggen can get in the middle of the fight. Swain has a lot of innate sustain. You know, with that ultimate, you pop the ultimate, you drop your Zhonya's, you're still able to heal during that. So it's very, very powerful. And KFO on this Fizz, it's a super slippery champion. You can access the backline, you know, get on top of some of these squishier players like GBM, OQ, Kiwikid. All those are going to be viable targets for KFO. Also very excited to see what his take on the best Fizz build is going to be.
Yeah.
We've seen some variations. Seraph liked going, you know, more for that kind of offensive attack speed build. With the new Trinity Force, get 50% attack speed on that. Very powerful. We've also seen Ray just go full tank and be able to crush team fights anyway. So I'm excited to see what his adaptations will be.
Yeah, and this is patch 6.11. Trinity Force did get a buff, so we could be returning to that Season 5 Trinity Force tank Fizz. I'm excited to see that. Just the flexibility of that champion offers so much for Echo Fox and really does quite a bit for their composition. NRG going to have quite a task on bringing down that Fizz and Swain if they do commit to that dive buddy style play. Now, a double lane swap has been called. Both Echo Fox and NRG send their duos to the top side. OQ and Kiwi did start off with a camp, but they took quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, there is some give and take here as far as matching up in the lane swap goes. You know, Kiwikid has that range support, should be better in this 2v2. You know, Sivir and the Karma will have advantages there, but at the same time, by gaining that advantage, you are giving one away to your top laner because KFO gets the lane against Maokai as this Ignite Fizz. He wants the 1v1, he wants that matchup. We'll see if KFO can extend the lead here, and we'll see if Keith and Big can kind of survive the onslaught here from Kiwikid and OQ.
Yeah, already you can see them getting pushed off by the consistent harass. That's just not going to be fun to lane against. They're
going to have to do this. They're going to have to back up and just play it safe, be able to just give up early CS.
Yeah, we just saw Froggen get ganked in the mid lane. Santorin, early gank, only one buff.
Had to get his flash already, though. So Froggen, no flash. And Santorin did not flash for that. So really good early aggression once again from Santorin. I loved his play yesterday. Already liking it today. This is a lane that he should be able to go for a repeat gank, but Froggen and Hard are roaming down to the bot lane, and it could be Quas in trouble as they're looking for a 3v1, but Quas, does he smell it? I don't think so.
Yeah, KFO's already going in. Quas is going to be knocked up.
Gone.
Oh, he dashes forward. There is still a flash, but the Never Move catches him. Oh, the final auto attack. Froggen gets first blood.
And that's big. You know, where's the communication from NRG? How is someone not calling out that Froggen left lane? This is something to me that is a pretty big mistake, and I think GBM was actually being gifted the blue buff. No, he wasn't. So I don't even know what was happening there, but that's something that seemed pretty telegraphed to me. They don't respect it, though. The flash gets blown from Quas. He dies anyway. Pretty rough start from him once again. But you know, Santorin, at least there's still no flash on Froggen. He needs to look for the return gank. He needs to make something happen there, convert on this, because GBM already had an advantage since he did get forced out of lane. Froggen roamed. You got to go back there. You got to look for a repeat gank.
Yeah, they're looking to capitalize right now on the top side of the map. Keith and Big shoved under the turret insistently by OQ and Kiwi. Santorin and GBM are on top of ward, so Echo Fox know this is happening.
Yeah, but it's hard to get out of there. KFO does have his TP available, but they're going to try to push in the wave and 4v2 dive this. But this is a very dangerous dive. This is not a 4v1, it's a 4v2, and TP is available. Here it comes.
Teleport goes in. Keith takes a lot of damage. Heal keeps him alive. GBM takes a few turret hits. And Teleport is able to scare away NRG and Echo Fox. Oh, the Ricochet.
Yeah, Hard moving up here as well. Keith did have to blow the summoner, stays alive. Well played by him. Still a pretty good roam, and I think GBM will be able to catch most of the mid lane CS. So not too costly. He's going to be able to pick that up, maintain his advantage. And still Santorin and GBM have all summoners. Froggen, no flash. I really want to see him capitalize on it. I know I'm talking about it a lot, but those repeat ganks are massive. They need to punish Froggen, who has no TP and no flash. If you kill him, you push it out, he loses a lot.
Yeah, Froggen currently with the first kill for Echo Fox. It is even in gold despite that kill. In fact, Quas doing relatively well in CS as he has had some free time in that bottom lane against KFO. That's going to come in handy considering how KFO is putting a lot of pressure on that lane with that Fizz. And in fact, Echo Fox are now going to swap the duo down towards the bottom, feed that CS into Keith, and let KFO catch some minions on the far side of the map.
Yeah. And no kidding, it's a rough situation for KFO, having to TP away from your lane with minions crashing into the turret. He had to help his team out. There was no choice there. It would have been, you know, a clean dive. So he does react. He loses out on it, though, and Quas is able to get right back in. So good job by him.
Yeah, now it looks like NRG want to try to pull the same maneuver. They're a little bit slower on responding to this duo, and that's going to let Echo Fox send 3 people onto the turret right quick. It'll be a bit difficult to see if they can break it down.
Yeah, they're just going to trade turrets. Quas is already up in the top lane. NRG says, forget it, we're not going to defend. We'll go top, and we will take the fair trade.
It's going to be tier 1 for tier 1, the delayed swap.
Yep.
As things shake out in the mid lane, though. Froggen continuing to farm against GBM, currently level 6 with a minor CS lead, but GBM a little bit slower on his movements around the map because he doesn't have that teleport. Wasn't quite able to get back in the lane quick enough. Santorin gets some value for his Razor Sharp buff.
He is going to be able to clear that out, but at the same time got spotted, and Flash is coming back up for Froggen, so he has, you know, weathered the storm.
NRG are continuing to shove on this top side of the map. They might be looking to break down this tier 2, and Echo Fox are not responding in kind. There are the recalls.
Yeah, they're going to look to get some chip damage on this. They should not be able to take the turret, though, as players have already recalled. There's not a big minion wave. Either way, they get some chip damage in, which is always nice, and it can help you take this out a little bit easier later on.
Hard is going to clear out through the rest of his jungle. Whoa!
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, Santorin, he's been on that
Oh,
diet
and Heart smites it away.
Yeah. So securing that buff in the jungle as Echo Fox continue to keep Keith and Big safe, make sure that he can continue farming. And in fact, we're starting to see a pretty big CS discrepancy open up for those 80 carries. A 20 creep difference as OQ has been farming pretty hard. Keith has been having quite a bit of trouble.
Yeah, Keith in a bad matchup. They also rotate 4 up, try to dive him. He has to blow his summoners, so it means that he has to play more defensively. It puts him in a rough spot, and as a result, OQ is extending that CS lead, and NRG is barely down in gold at all, even though they did actually give up that first pick.
Uh-oh, Kiwi might be caught. Flash knock up, and Hard is going to kill him. Trying to catch up with his bottom lane, but doesn't make it in time.
Yeah, smart move there by Froggen. Camps out the bush, knowing that the support was around mid lane, going to be walking down that river. Kiwikid gets caught. A great never move there from Froggen. Easy kill, and just costs a splash from their jungle.
Yeah, meanwhile, NRG keep their duo pushing in the bottom. Without the support, they're still able to take this bottom tier 1 turret. And Echo Fox looks to do the same on the far side while Froggen is gifted blue buff by Hard. There he goes, able to secure it with the never move in the final auto attack. Uh-oh. They don't have enough minions. Oh, gosh.
Next wave comes, though, so they got it. And a little bit delayed on that, but no big deal as NRG did not elect to continue pushing. And once again, they are staying pretty even here. KFO has picked himself up a Phage. He's grabbing a dagger as well, so he is working towards that Trinity Force. So that has been revealed to us. And Quas going back to the triple Doran's build once again that he really seems to love. He does it pretty much every game.
About 10 minutes in so far, and we haven't really seen, since the first 2 or 3 minutes, we haven't really seen KFO get the opportunity to lane against Quas, because it seems like Echo Fox have put a lot of priority into keeping Keith safe along with Big, making sure that OQ and Kiwikid can't just oppress them out of lane.
Yeah, you know, it's a trade-off, right? Your Ashe gets some free farm. you give up the lane advantage in that 1v1.
Yeah.
They did get the early kill on Quas, but after that, because KFO TP'd away, that was a big deal. It did not allow him to kind of extend that lead. Either way, though, KFO has picked up some good early farm. He's doing well for himself. Both teams keeping it very close.
Yeah, NRG escort a big wave towards the top side of the map. They're pushed very far forward, and in fact, they're actually going to shove it in.
Keith is almost 6'2", so they have to be careful. As Keith hits 6, he can level up his ult, he can shoot out an arrow, and look for that kill. So they're going to have to be careful. They respect it. They back off, knowing that he's about to ping 6.
Yeah, Hard is trying to sneak through the vision of NRG, but they have got pink wards, they have got sight stones. Quas is actually going to complete his recall, leaving OQ and Kiwikid on their own deep in Echo Fox's territory as blue buff is being gifted over to GBM. But it looks like Hard and Big are just creating a wall, allow Keith to continue farming.
Yeah, there's a lot of battles for vision, honestly, very aggressively into this Echo Fox topside jungle. You know, teams have had a lot of time in here, and it becomes this kind of dangerous game where you want to clear out as much vision as possible, but when you lose pockets of vision, you have to be careful about face checking, so you need to make sure you know where the players can be on the map and if you're safe to do so. Quas and KFO are going to be matching up here, and you can already see Quas is just backing up. Even though he does have the level advantage, he does not have ward coverage, and smartly, he's going to play it very, very safe because Hard has not shown in some time, does not want to give up an easy kill.
Once again, the full Doran's build out of Quas. And oh, speaking of face checking, the arrow misses. Knock up over the wall, but Hard doesn't have a tunnel. There's a flash for Big. The stun is going to land. Keith even flashes as well. And Kiwi gets tagged by the
Santorin at GBM, though.
He's going to go down. Santorin is going to follow up. He's got the cast.
They
going
blew
to
their
knock
summoners.
forward. Big takes a lot of damage, and OQ gets gifted. And there's the cast. Keith is going to drop OQ. KFO teleported in, but he's going to be able to drop GBM. OQ is still continuing to stay alive. Froggen is in the back, but he just doesn't have the damage as slowly but surely NRG are whittling him down. No, he's actually got enough. The completed Rod of Ages is giving him so much, and NRG are going to bail.
Yeah, and OQ and Santorin both backed out there, so even though Quas was healthy, they did not have the damage to punch through the healing. Good rotations, though. It does end up being a pretty good trade from both sides. I believe it was a 3 for 2 in the end. Or maybe, yeah, I think it was. So we are going to see this. Kiwikid face checks. He's able to flash the arrow, though, and now there's some kind of like, ooh, do we go for it? Do we not go for it? Once Big flashes over, Keith basically has to opt into this. He flashes in as well, so lots of summoners have been blown, and the rotation is made by Santorin, by GBM. Big is gone. Santorin holds the ult. Really smart play. Good ultimate, and Keith gets deleted. So great stuff here from Santorin. GBM going to fall down as well, but KFO dies. It's a 3 for 2 in the extended fight, as Froggen does survive, but not able to clean anyone else up. So really good stuff, especially from Santorin there. I thought he played that fight very, very well.
Yeah, in the meanwhile, Cloud Drake was just secured by Echo Fox coming out of that battle, so a quick reaction to send down towards the bottom side of the map and try to deny any of these objectives away for NRG.
Yeah, good stuff. Hard does have access to the Rek'sai ultimate, so he can move around the map very quickly. Goes back to base, zips right down there, picks himself up a nice early Drake, and they're off to the races. We'll see how many they can get this game. But NRG on the back of that fight is up on gold. Definitely something that is pretty nice for them, as especially because of the summoner commitment. You know, Fox is going to be down quite a few summoner spells for a while, and Keith always going to be vulnerable on this Ashe, needs to be careful.
So far, Big and Hard have been playing bodyguards for Keith, trying to keep him safe as much as possible. And now it actually looks like Santorin and Kiwikid are going to take away this early Rift Herald.
Yeah, I think that Hard knows about it, though. He was moving around. Actually, I don't think he does, because they didn't move at all. So that was really smart. They didn't move whatsoever, so the Tremor Sense did not actually activate. Hard kind of sniffed this out, and he's like, ooh, let me go check with the Tremor Sense. But they did not move their characters whatsoever. They weren't needlessly pacing back and forth. Tremor Sense does not pick it up. That gives them the Rift Herald. Smart stuff there from Santorin and Kiwikid.
Yeah, that's going to be the glimpse of the Void buff going over to Santorin until at least that 34-minute mark, so he's going to be enjoying that. But again, this is giving the Rift Herald to the jungler, someone who later on in the game isn't really going to get a lot of opportunity to stack it.
Yep. He will have the added damage though, and he's going to be, you know, if he gets in any of those dueling situations, he will be gifted that as well. So definitely going to be a nice buff, and if he has Runic Affinity, it will last even longer. So also a nice little benefit there. But good stuff from Santorin. Really liking how he's playing so far. Picking up some early CDR now as well. I think that's very intelligent, as you are going to be looking for those body slam flashes, the initiations to pop Keith into the team and just delete him really quick. You know, anytime Keith is able to get knocked into the team, GBM will say thank you very much, and he will one-shot it.
Drop the laser and the Chaos Storm.
Yep.
We'll see if Keith can recover. No flash for now, so that's about a 90-second window that Echo Fox want to try to avoid. However, with the Dragon and the Rift Herald gone, the only big objectives that remain are perhaps tier 2s on the sides and the tier 1s in the mid lane, and Froggen continuing to farm it up. GBM on Viktor can clear those waves relatively quickly. So in fact, it looks like everyone's content to just trade farm on opposite sides of the map.
Yeah. You know, Froggen has just been consistently shoving in the waves. They're looking for the smaller wins, now going to try to steal away that blue buff. So, you know, anything that you can get is going to be nice. You're not only gaining it, you're taking it away from your opponent. And it is a pretty big deal, as these things do add up more and more throughout the game. And, you know, before getting that blue buff, he denied some CS, was able to shove it all the way into the turret. So GBM is down a little bit.
Ooh, arrow is going to miss down the mid lane. Froggen is going to boldly walk into that bush, completely blind. But he's Swain with flash, should be fine. Keith, there he is, no flash, the Chaos Storm. Oh gosh, that damage tick.
Yeah, that is a lot of damage, and they're going to be pushing them back now with Keith and Big having to base. They can actually threaten the dive, as 4 members have kind of moved around here on the mid lane. You see Santorin sneaking around on the right side. We have Quas on the left side as well. They may look for this.
Hard is going to spot that out. Froggen still waiting, and again, Keith trying to play it safe. There's a teleport as they're going to try to defend this tier 1 turret, and it's canceled by KFO. He's still split pushing on the far side of the map.
Yeah, KFO did not really want to come in, but he wanted to kind of scare them off that dive, but still, you know, uses the TP, doesn't get anything for it. It does, however, give them some time to get Big back in there, and now at this point, I think it's really not going to be a dive they can look for unless they really want to come in.
Yeah, seems like they might want to. Quas drops the ultimate. There's a flash from Santorin. Fish is going to find him as well, but there's no follow-up. And again, they're zoned off of the turret. NRG putting on the pressure, but Echo Fox are holding.
Yeah, Fox is holding, but it is costing them, as that was a flash initiation there from Big. It was the ultimate from Fizz, and previously it was the TP from Fizz. So, you know, getting that out is nice for NRG. They're holding on, and they are, you know, becoming pretty strong. I would like to see a relatively early Executioner's Calling picked up here by OQ, especially because Sivir can bounce that around, apply grievous wounds to multiple targets. It's going to be very effective against Froggen in particular, but also great, you know, against this Rek'sai who has a lot of healing.
Yeah. We'll see how OQ continues to build over the course of this match. As right now, NRG, so far the big win for NRG has been get GBM on Vladimir, let him make magic happen. Well, this time, they're playing a little bit differently. They're playing around OQ, they're playing around GBM and Santorin, and actually sort of effectively trying to move around the map and catch Echo Fox unawares and take advantage of the game. This is a big step up from what we saw from them last week.
Yeah, they looked really good against Immortals yesterday. They are looking solid here against Echo Fox today. And we always do have to keep in mind the struggles that may appear late game. You know, can you punch through this front line of Quas? Can you punch through this front line of Santorin when they're getting buffed up by the Karma Shields as well? It's something they're going to have in the back of their mind. It can become very, very difficult. But at the same time, you know, we have to have enough damage to break through Froggen, who is getting very, very strong, always CSing extremely well, has had high kill participation, and a lot of blue buffs gifted over.
Yeah. Spirit Visage and Rod of Ages along with Swifty Boots, so he's going to be feeling pretty good. Now, Dragon has spawned an NRG despite being in a very good position, are going to look for some action in the mid lane. They've got Karma, they've got On the Hunt.
Yeah, Froggen's split pushing, so they either have to try to commit to this very heavily, or they have to send someone to answer it. Looks like they want to dive.
Yeah, there's one. Barrel is going to go out, and the mid-tier 1 is going to be dropped for Echo Fox.
Yeah, great job by NRG there, getting that mid lane turret. And just the threat of the dive was enough. The Karma Shield initiation comes in. Santorin runs forward. They say, oop, I don't want any of that. They give up the turret. It was already low, not worth defending.
It was but a ruse. And that ruse did end up getting the turret.
A worthy ploy.
Yeah, is it still a ruse if they could have actually fought? Or is that just a strategy that they...
I'll leave this question to the philosophers, Tom. We're just going to talk about some League of Legends.
Exactly. Dragon going to be initiated now by Echo Fox. This is number 2 for them. Even better move speed.
Yeah, they're going to be very quick. And although people have been fairly vocal about, ooh, I don't know, the Cloud Drake doesn't seem that strong. As far as win rates go, it is very, very powerful. It allows you to make the rotations faster. It allows you to chase people down and disengage. You have the advantage in these extended fights pretty heavily. And sometimes split seconds can mean all the difference in League of Legends. So Fox is going to be happy to have picked up 2 Cloud Drakes, especially when you consider there was not really any contests they had to deal with. It was not risky, just free objectives. Why not?
And if they've got someone like KFO or Froggen split pushing, that even more just enables them to get back to their team even faster, possibly without the use of a teleport.
Definitely.
Next Dragon, though, Drake, I should say, is going to be the Mountain Drake for increased true damage to turrets and epic monsters.
And that's one that is massively effective, especially moving towards the late game. When you have Baron on the map, objectives becomes the name of the game. A lot of the ways that you win games is by taking the Baron, cracking open your opponent's base, sieging down objectives, even getting Elder Drake as we get further. This is a buff that stays with you for the rest of the game, so the Mountain Drake is going to be huge.
Yeah, look for that to be a big point of contention between these two teams in about 5 minutes or so. So for the time being, everyone is continuing to farm it up. Keith looking for his second major item, and yeah, there is the Executioner's Calling for OQ.
Love it. Really smart. Players are finally picking up on that, and it costs the same price to pick up this Grievous Wounds application. Gives you AD as well as it would to just upgrade to your Berserker's Greaves. I think it's a very intelligent purchase. Yes, it delays some of your other items that you would love to get, but this is very, very effective. It cannot be overstated how much of a difference it's going to make, especially against Froggen, who is going to be a pain.
It really seems like NRG are just doing everything they can to enable each other. Let OQ do tons of damage with Karma supporting him. Let OQ enable GBM. Let Santorin sort of disrupt Echo Fox with a big cask. We'll see if they're going to be successful, as Echo Fox currently sending 2 members to the top side of the map on the tier 2.
Good
late
rotation.
Response. Yeah.
Good rotation here. Fox kind of outruns them. Maybe it's that Cloud Drake. They got the Nikes on, Dom.
Yeah. They laced up. They're ready to go.
Yep. And they do clear that out eventually, but good chip damage down. You cannot be too happy about that if you're NRG. You don't want to give up this too many times, especially when it's looking like Froggen and KFO want to split push. They want to be in these side lanes, and every little bit of damage they get adds up. It allows them to pick up this goal for their team much easier later on. Keith as well, has not really been a big factor in this game. One of the things I love seeing players do when they do play this Ashe is just try for some arrows. You don't always have to wait for the perfect one. I think it can be pretty worthwhile. The cooldown is not that long, especially when you are building CDR with the Essence Reaver. You can look for the dives, and I think that's what Fox is going to do.
Yeah, speaking of arrows, Santorin is going to try to defend this mid lane, and
ooh, GBM may face check this. He could be in trouble. He's walking over right into the Rek'sai.
Oh,
he's gone.
Wow, immediately going to be knocked up. There's the long-range arrow. Bit of stun is going to find some time, but Echo Fox annihilate GBM.
Yeah, very dangerous pathing there from GBM, just kind of strolling through the jungle with multiple members missing. Not enough vision to make that a safe move. He pays big time, pops the ghost even, and a great follow-up arrow from Keith nets them another kill.
Yeah, now without that wave clear, Froggen is enabled to go in. Kiwi's forced to flash away, as now it looks like big, soaking a few of those ricochets. Cask is forced to be used to clear out the minions, but it looks like Echo Fox are still going to commit to this mid-tier 1 turret. Froggen takes a bit of damage, but the turret goes down.
Yeah, Quas isn't there. GBM's dead. They got to give it up. I think that's the right play. Even if you TP Quas in, you probably cannot stop that. So they're just going to take the loss on the chin and move on. Still up in gold, though, for NRG. Very, very tight game here. And I would like to see some more emphasis on just kind of grouping up and looking for picks, looking for initiations from Santorin, with the rest of some of these guys, because I think that the initiation is so explosive from Gragas. He's had his flash off cooldown for a while. He has lucidity boots. You can look to try to force summoners, make some plays, and try to get some pickoffs here. But you know, they've been hesitant to do it. Not really sure if they can win the fights even if they pick them. So.
Well, the longer they wait, the scarier Echo Fox get.
Yeah.
That Fizz is just going to keep getting bigger, and Froggen, he's already got the Rod of Ages and his Spirit Visage. How much more can this Swain heal?
He can heal a lot. I mean, he's going to get the Zonias eventually. He'll probably pick up a Rylai's, and it's definitely a powerful champion. Definitely going to be having a lot of room to scale here, all the way up to 6 items. Swain does not really fall off. He just struggles to deal with the tanks. You can stack that MR because you drop your first round of spells, and then when it's just your ultimate ticking, it's not really a big threat to someone like a Maokai, like a Gragas. That said, if he gets backline, if he's on top of a GBM, if he's on top of OQ, these guys are going to be melted.
Oh, the arrow is going to hit Quas. There's the engage we were looking for, but he's so tanky. Takes a few hits and flashes away to safety. However, that's a lot of summoner spells right before Mountain Drake spawns.
Yeah, it is that flash gone from Quas, but thankfully it hit him and not their ADC.
Yeah.
So flash gone, but they should be okay. You know, GBM was in the side lane, answering that split push, trying to wave clear against KFO. But the real risky part about this is now you have your mid laner who has no TP in the side lane against KFO. KFO can simply TP, join the fight, and that basically means it's a free dragon. So NRG is essentially just giving this away.
Echo Fox playing NRG around the map. They've actually got a lot of members on that dragon side of the pit, so we can see KFO waiting in the area to make sure nothing sneaky happens while the rest of his team is going to secure what appears to be their 3rd Drake of the game, this Mountain Drake.
Yeah, and NRG isn't even moving to contest. This should be a free Drake for them. Definitely a nice one as well. As we get further and further into the game, Baron is active. It's going to be a lot of threat on that Baron. You know, 26, 27 minutes in the game, you can kill it really quick, especially with Earth Dragon.
Yeah, so that's Mountain Drake secured now for Echo Fox, their 3rd dragon in a row, as they have been controlling these neutral objectives aside from that Rift Herald, which is still on Santorin, but Echo Fox might be looking for, oh man, that arrow narrowly misses.
Oh, that is so close. And Kiwikid gets out scot-free.
It was a deer in the headlights.
That's a clencher.
Yeah,
that was a close one.
Like deer in the headlights. You see it and the deer freezes, but then you just miss anyways.
Yeah.
So close. Whew. But again, that arrow cooldown pretty low because of the Essence Reaver, so we'll see if Keith continues to fire those out over the course of this match. 27 minutes in. Echo Fox currently in control of the game. Few things now towards the top side. Froggen.
Yeah, if they can catch Froggen here, and they're going to go for it, Sivir has actually been committed, so they want to try to chase him down. I think Froggen's going to be going down here, and this could be a move to Baron afterwards.
Yeah, he's 1 versus 4 and gets destroyed by the murder squad of NRG.
Now it's the pings on a Baron, but mid lane is being shoved. They got to make a quick call. What's it going to be?
Yeah, NRG just aren't responding quick enough. Santorin is going to, in fact, start it out. Yeah.
They make the call. This is risky, and we have to remember Froggen's down for 30 seconds, so we have a lot of time here. We do have KFO pushing hard in the bot lane. Quas is looking for the TP flank. Here he comes. They're going to commit.
Quas is coming in. He's got the home guard, so he chases up. Meanwhile, KFO, as you mentioned, continuing to split push hard, is going to sacrifice himself, it looks like. Takes the brunt of the damage before flashing the cask to safety, riding that wave of destruction out.
And in the bot lane, KFO is already on the inhib turret. He already took the tier 2. It's a massive minion wave. This could be the inhibitor turret going down, and now Froggen's going to be back up. He has DP. Disaster for NRG, as Fox can now move to the Baron.
Yeah, GBM is going to respond, even having to use his Ghost to try to catch up. And Echo Fox, as you mentioned, they've still got teleport on KFO. Froggen has a teleport of his own. So NRG are trying to get vision of this pit.
They're trying to bait it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to fall for it. That ward spots out that the Baron is untouched. So NRG don't fall for it this time, but a disastrous series of events.
Yeah, and KFO is sitting in base looking for a TP flank of his own. They may want to try to go for initiation or straight back to the Baron because they cleared out the vision, but probably want to secure themselves, you know, another pink, put the pink on the Baron, 1 in the bush. Then you have kind of that full vision coverage and the confidence to start it up.
Looks like everyone is finally going to back away. Froggen returns to the scene of the crime to catch a few minions as the rest of NRG, in fact, shove down mid lane. They've got a cannon minion wave.
Yeah, but not enough confidence to actually challenge for this as they know Fox has some pretty strong initiation. They have the TPs available. You always have to be wary of those flanks, especially when you're that far up. If Froggen gets in the back line, it's going to be a bad fight.
Really is, and so far, it seems like NRG are just posturing, maintaining that vision that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, they actually dropped the pink ward in the Baron pit, but did not clear out the ward from Fox. So Fox does have eyes on this, and I'm not sure if they didn't see it or if that was a mistake, but either way, pretty big deal, because that does give Fox the knowledge that Baron is not started.
Things are slowing down a bit. As you can see, the next Drake is another Cloud Drake. The final Drake before Elder Dragon reclaims that spawning pit.
Look at KFO, by the way. He was hiding in the bot lane bush, waiting for them to show mid lane. Now he's going to push for the turret. Really smart little move by him. We'll see if he can actually get it. If he gets any alone time, yeah, this turret's going to be gone.
Yeah, Quas is trying to force a fight with the rest of NRG.
They need to make a call.
There's no teleport on Quas, no teleport from anyone on NRG. This inhibitor turret is secured, and it looks like NRG are going to try to trade over the Baron. KFO still has his own teleport, though.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll see if they actually commit to this, because even in the 4v5, this is dangerous. Froggen can get in there, and Froggen is moving in.
The arrow hits GBM. OQ is still continuing to push. The Baron is chunked down to about 3,000. Big is in the front. Hard goes over the wall. There's a teleport. Who's going to get it? It is secured by NRG, while Big zones away the carries of NRG. They're trying to get out of this, but Santorin is left for dead. KFO dives into the back. Kiwikid has fallen. KFO's not done just yet. Looks like OQ is the next target. He's separated from his team and has been slain. KFO did die as a trade, but it's 4 versus 3 right now, and NRG are running for their lives.
Yeah, and they can keep chasing. There's not enough damage without OQ to be able to take down Froggen. Froggen's not really in much threat. Nice little laser from GBM, though, is going to make him back off. Here comes the TP.
Yeah, Froggen TP's about 1,000 units to catch up for this kill onto Quas. He gets it, and that's going to end up being a 3-for-1 in favor of Echo Fox, but NRG have got the Baron.
They do have the Baron only on 2 guys left, though. The base has been cracked. Definitely, it's good that they got it, because if they didn't, it would have been a disaster, probably a game-losing play. But NRG is struggling to make these hard calls. It all started from a smart play by KFO, forcing their hand by pushing that inhibitor turret. Fox is able to delay here enough, moving in and out. They get that turret down, now they TP in. If Hard is able to smite this away, it could have been the game, but luckily OQ actually picks it up after that smite. Froggen, though, buying so much time. He's in deep. He's able to, like, oh, wow. Santorin actually cast him on top of OQ. Pretty big mistake there, as OQ gets taken down. And, you know, once their ADC is gone, they don't have the damage to punch through the sustain. The fight is pretty much done, and we did see a TP from Froggen on the back end of that fight. Picks up Quas, so good job by Fox, kind of peeling NRG a little bit apart. But NRG is still definitely in this game. This is a pretty frightening Sivir at this point, IE completed. This guy's going to be a beast.
It's just about dead even in gold. 1,000 difference between the two, 33 minutes in, and it looks like NRG are going to take their first Drake of this 30-minute game. Cloud Drake secured.
Could be a fight.
Yeah, Echo Fox might want to fight it, but Santorin pulled the trigger first with the rest of NRG. Hard is separated from his team. He's forced to flash out of this. KFO is going to land the fish onto GBM. Can't quite assassinate him, as Quas is so tanky in the front, they just can't shred through him, and KFO is forced to hop away. He just doesn't have the damage.
Great cask there by Santorin, splitting up the fight. Disengages half the members, knocks the other half in. Chaos ensues. Hard is already chunked out, but they're going to look for the reinitiation. They caught Kiwikid.
Arrow has found Kiwi. He is so dead. Froggen gets that kill for Echo Fox.
It's the power of Ashe and Quas. You're in the wrong neighborhood, my friend. He's got to try to get out of there, maybe look for a TP, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it. I think Quas is gone.
He's got to wait out that never move. Froggen is trying to hold on to it.
There's no reason to use it, and Quas is going to get run down.
Looks like the rest of Echo Fox have in fact tried to defend the mid lane, as NRG are trying to pull Echo Fox apart.
Look how hard it is to kill this Maokai, though. This is what we talked about earlier. This is Maokai. Look how long it takes them. That's the 2 solo laners.
Yeah. There goes the snare, finally going to drop that tree. In the meanwhile, there was some action in the mid lane as NRG tried to break down another turret.
Yeah, I think they actually got the mid lane tier 2, so pretty big deal there.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so good job in that trade. Quas buys a lot of time, getting very tanky. He's going to be a problem as the game does continue, as long as OQ and GBM can stay alive. These are the key members. So much weight on these two guys' shoulders. They have to bring the pain because damage is not going to be coming really from Quas, not really from Santorin. It's going to be, you know, some well-played fights from NRG if they want to take this game.
Yeah, and we did see OQ stepping up a lot yesterday on that Twitch. He was making some very bold moves, stealthing basically into melee range on an Aurelia before opening up.
I think he's looked great today. When you consider the fact that he's playing against all these dangerous champions that can go deep, and he does not even have a dash, you have to position very well on the Sivir against the likes of this Fizz, against the likes of Froggen. They're looking for initiation. Not going to get it this time.
Yeah. He actually still has boots 1. So still rocking that low movement speed. Luckily, though, he has his ultimate and a Karma to help speed him out of tricky situations. And now that first Cloud Drake.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, that's kind of the trade-off. You get the Executioner's Calling.
Yeah.
You don't upgrade the Zerker's Greaves. But I think he's going to want to go into, I'm guessing, a Mercurial. It could be a Bloodthirster as well. But with that Vamp Scepter, you know, he only has a couple options.
Bit of a contest over that red buff that we just saw. OQ tried to snipe it away, but looks like it did end up going pretty successfully on the Keith.
This is a tense game. I mean,
yeah.
We are 35 minutes in. They are practically dead even. Teams neck and neck. 1,000, not even 1,500 gold lead for Fox here. The Dragons, you know, are even enough that it's not a massive lead here for Fox, and both teams have strong compositions, so it's going to come down so much to the play, so much to the initiation, you know, especially a lot of pressure on guys like Santorin, who has to be able to get that perfect cast. You need to split up the fight correctly. You do not want to knock KFO or Froggen onto your AD carry, though, so, you know, it's a fine line.
I mean, we did see he had a few casks earlier that were successful in separating the fight.
Oh, he's done great.
Oh, the arrow spell shielded by OQ. He's like, no, I've got it.
Thanks for the mana.
Yeah.
I'll take that. No problem.
Mana transfer successful by NRG and Echo Fox.
Still only a minute cooldown on the arrow. Keep shooting them out. Keep trying. If you get a flash, that's a big win. If you get a kill, that's an even bigger one. You just got to keep fishing for them. That's the power of Ashe, especially in the late game when one death can mean the end, because the death timers get so big. The further back you are, the longer that Ashe arrow will stun you for. It's very powerful, and you know, it definitely puts a lot of worry kind of in the hearts of NRG.
Oh, there's a teleport. It looks like NRG want to fight. Quas runs forward, but gets tagged by the slow. He flashes, but Hard is going to knock him off. Keith and Froggen are kiting it out in the back while Big is trying to be as tanky as
KFO in the
possible.
back line.
And KFO did join the back line. He's found OQ. They've got to kill him before he can kill that Sivir, and they do succeed. GBM drops KFO, and Echo Fox have got to abandon ship.
Great peeling by Quas. Good presence of mind. Turns around. GBM wants to go for the kill.
Yeah, they're trying to turn it as much as possible, but the slows are so strong for Echo Fox as they kite this out, and they're only going to lose one from NRG's engage.
They're going to move to the Baron. I think they can. We'll see if they're going to be able to put pressure on this, at least establish the vision control. But a pretty explosive fight there. NRG makes the call. Some good plays on both sides. Could have gone a lot worse for Fox if it wasn't for the beautiful Braum ult, which actually interrupted Santorin's body slam mid-flight.
Very close play for Echo Fox. They've still got KFO dead for another 10 seconds. But NRG, we were just saying, they were having difficulty making the difficult calls. Well, that was a very confident play that they just executed.
Yeah, both the frontliners played that very well. Quas intelligently peeling back. Here's the initiation. Watch the Braum ult. Boom. Pops him out of the body slam. That was where he would have got the ult. He could have knocked Keith back in. That's a game-saving play by Big. Could be overlooked, but great job by him. Now Quas sees that his AD carry's in trouble. He's not going to tunnel. He turns around, peels for OQ. They take out KFO. Well played by the team, collapsing on the Fizz, who was putting threat onto your Sivir. Great stuff. They do go for the flashes, try to pick up some more exit kills. Big, though, able to survive with a nice unbreakable. And now the Elder Dragon is entering the field, and this is a big one. They're going to have to be very careful, because if one team goes for Baron, other team can go for Elder. It's a back and forth that can be very dangerous.
Yeah, bit of damage finds Kiwikid as he's caught clearing out some wards in the pit. Echo Fox do have that Mountain Drake, so it is going to be slightly easier for them on these huge epic monsters if they ever do get into a sort of a race situation, and that's why they're currently posturing towards that Baron side.
It's going to be tough because I feel like Fox wants to start something right now. You know, OQ, though, he's at kind of a critical juncture. He's a lot of gold on his character right now. He's carrying around almost 3,000 gold. He wants to buy. They got to be careful not. Oh, that was close.
Jeez. There was the arrows we were talking about.
Yeah, and there is that buy, full Mercurial key that he's able to base and get that purchase, because that is a lot of power that was sitting in the bank.
That was the buy.
Yeah.
That he got that.
Yeah, from a vamp to a full Mercurial. That's a big one.
Wow. Missed it by barely half a second. So very close, but Echo Fox not able to quite lock him down. NRG now going to fight back over that vision around the Baron pit. Now enabled. In fact, they're going to start it out. I don't know if they can see that ward in the back, but they're burning through it so quick.
Yeah, there's a ward in the back of the pit. I don't know. They did hit it before, so they should remember that it's there. But Fox is in place. They're going to go for the fight. Sivir ult's popped.
Santorin goes forward. The cast is going to separate hard, and it looks like they're trying to get in. Froggen is doing some damage to GBM. Exhaust denies quite a bit. OQ and GBM are stacked up, and Froggen and KFO know it. They're doing a lot of damage, but they can't quite finish it off. Froggen is a little bit too deep.
Look at Keith. Keith is free firing. This is problems for NRG.
He's firing nonstop. There's the follow-up arrow onto GBM. Froggen is out of mana, though. He's trying to get some auto attacks, but he just doesn't have anything.
Here comes
OQ. And in NRG, they're turning this around. The fight went on too long.
What a fight by NRG. Big plays from both GBM and OQ, staying alive by the skin of their teeth. And OQ says, not even close. I'll hold on to that summoner heal. I'm all right. Beautiful stuff. Really, really close fight on both sides, and it's got to be frustrating for Fox as they have trouble punching through the front line. This is what we talked about. They cannot deal with the Maokai. They cannot deal with that Gragas. And Froggen actually went during the fight because you know, he has his ult up for so long. So here it is once again. NRG baits him in. They pop the Sivir ult. Mantra shield here comes out from Kiwikid as well. A good cask knocks in 2. They're able to really get a lot of damage in on hard, making him pretty ineffective. But this is where GBM messes up. He gets caught by the never move. It's full retreat. OQ as well in a lot of trouble. Kiwikid helping him out with the shield. He flashes out, kites back, and now OQ sticks around. This is really intelligent. He's waiting, he's waiting, he's waiting. Froggen zoom. In comes OQ. He's back in the fight immediately, monitoring that. So very smart, able to add in the extra damage that they need, pick up these exit kills. Fantastic play from NRG's AD carry.
Yeah, very good team fight. In the meanwhile, they did just secure the Baron buff, and now they're actually looking for the Elder Dragon.
Yeah.
As they...
Quas has TP, but this is not a regular dragon. It's like the Baron. It takes a long time to kill. You've got to be careful.
Yeah, they're going to take a lot of damage here. Hard is waiting. He's got his smite ready. It's level 15 versus 16, so Santorin has the favor, but there is that Mountain Drake. Here comes a teleport for Quas. Echo Fox can't make up their mind. They're going to try to look for the steal, but it looks like NRG don't even care. They want to go for the fight instead. They're trying to drop a lot of AoE, but the death ball of Echo Fox has not
still
been
hitting
reached.
NRG.
Yeah, there's the cask. It's going to separate Hard. He's knocked away, and the dragon is actually going to reset a little bit as KFO has to back out, and Hard is forced to flash over the wall. Here's the cleanup for NRG. Elder Dragon secured.
They just cannot get through this front line. They're so tanky. NRG forces Hard out of the pit, picks himself up the Elder Dragon. Thank you very much. True damage burn. Yes, that's great. They also are going to have the extra move speed on that buff. They got the Baron buff. Now it's time to make something happen. They need to push. The buff is ticking. It's only 2 minutes.
Yeah, speaking of push, it looks like that's what they're going to do right now. Well aware of that timer. As they now look to break down this mid lane. Keith is going to try to hold it with some help from Froggen, but that's a lot of minions coming in with that Baron buff.
It is a lot of minions. They do have to be a little bit careful, though, as a lot of their players are low on mana, which can be very, very big if they do opt into one of these big fights. Look at Santorin. He's chunk low. I think NRG should actually be backing out here, but they want to stay for the turret. We'll see if they commit for the fight.
Yeah, they've still got that Elder Dragon, so this is a very greedy fight. We'll see if they can quite turn it around. Yeah, they decide to back off.
This is the right call.
Yeah.
Back off. Yes, you want to make the most out of your buffs. Heal up, use the Baron buff, rotate bot lane. You got a huge wave.
Yeah.
Buff that up, pick up some of the more standing gold as those turrets are still available.
Just continue to secure the map more and more. NRG finally able to take a lead over Echo Fox 44 minutes in. Red buff being gifted over to OQ time and time again. Blues being denied to Froggen. We saw how vital that mana pool was to him in that previous fight. Well, he still only got that Rod of Ages for mana.
Yeah, it's very important. The way the new Catalyst works is you take damage, it gives you mana. You spend mana, it gives you health. Very, very good. It's kind of this cycle here for Swain. He loves that item. It's very, very strong, but important to note, more item breakpoints coming up. GBM picks himself up the Banshee's Veil. He doesn't want to go down. The upgraded not Death Stance, excuse me, Mortal Reminder there for OQ. So a lot of big items being picked up. Thornmail's on both of the tanks. For NRG, it's only going to get harder. Keith is struggling already to punch through. Froggen can't deal with them. Who's going to deal with the front line?
Yeah, the Elder Dragon buff has now fallen off, so it's only the Baron buff that they're trying to break this inhibitor, and OQ gets a couple of good hits. Empowered by Kiwikid, he fears nothing and drops that inhibitor.
Great job by NRG, but the side waves are not in their favor, so they got to go do a little maintenance work, clean up some minions. And the Baron buff has now expired, so they do get themselves an inhibitor. But at this stage in the game, you know, it's not the end of the world for Fox. They're going to go for a Death Rush, though. We'll see if they can catch them here. Not looking like it.
Yeah, there was a really big minion wave on the top side of the map.
Giant, actually.
Oh, they're not going to turn it into a Death Rush. They're turning it into a Death Rush as they're charging onto Echo Fox. Froggen is separated big, is going to be following up the back. Keith is going to run away, but that is going to leave a separated big on the bottom side.
Yeah, Santorin really kind of blew it on the initiation. He lands the flash body slam on Big, but he actually ulted into the Unbreakable. That means it knocks him away because the projectile stops as soon as it lands, makes contact with the front of the shield. So he needed to hold that until the Unbreakable was down. He could have knocked in at least Big and probably got a free kill. So a bit of an error there from Santorin. It's a costly one.
Yeah, meanwhile, Echo Fox send 5 members towards the bottom side to break down that tier inhibitor turret.
GBM's too slow.
He's actually recalling right now. That's 8 seconds. Keith is firing off a few auto attacks.
They're going to have to give it up. It's looking pretty bad, but Quas is trying to posture, trying to put on some threat.
Oh, when he flashes forward, there's the engage onto Froggen. There's a quick Zhonya's Big, tries to come to the rescue, but Froggen is ready. KFO dives onto OQ in the back and is forced to back out. Quas provides chase, and KFO's Guardian Angel has been popped. Froggen gets knocked back in as the cast comes off of cooldown. That's going to be KFO almost certainly going down. There he is. 2 members of Echo Fox are dead.
Great plays from NRG. Santorin, he messed up the jungle initiation. This one he nails. Kill on the mid laner, and fantastic stuff from Quas. He actually, threatens the engage, threatens it, keeps their inhib alive. I really like the play of the front lane duo here from NRG.
Yeah, they're able to defend their base for now, but it looks like NRG might be trying to end as they stream down mid lane. Santorin and Quas are charging forward. They don't have the Baron buff, don't have Elder Dragon anymore, but it's still 30 seconds before Froggen and KFO
I don't think it
are
matters.
up.
These guys can tank the turrets. They have so much armor, and both the solo laners are down, so this is going to be a very hard defense here for Fox. It's all on Keith. He's the only one that's going to be dealing the damage, and he does not have summoners. Can they look for the initiation? No. Hard makes a smart play, cuts off the minion wave. Still, though, NRG's pushing for it.
Yeah, they're going to try. Charging forward. Big is the target. They're just going to try to kill him, and they succeed. Turning on to Nexus turret number 1.
3 seconds on
Froggen. Through. Hard is in the back, disrupting as much as possible, but the Nexus is there. Froggen rushes in. Do they have the damage to shred through energy and keep the Nexus alive? It's chaos as Echo Fox are fighting for their lives, but they've stacked up in the AoE, and NRG are going to kill everyone on Echo Fox and turn onto the Nexus. One final consolation kill on the side. Quadra kill for GBM, and the Nexus for NRG as they defeat Echo Fox.
What a game!